Hey, this is James Nienhuis with the Genesis Veracity Foundation again. I'm here with my friend Brittany, who will be working with me for question and answer sessions, hopefully on future YouTube presentations here at Genesis Veracity Foundation and on Facebook. Now, Miss Brittany, thanks for coming. I look forward to working with you. And what are some of the questions you have today? What's the first one, please?
Let's see. Is Darwinism racist? How are the races of humankind seen by Darwinists? What is the biblical alternative?
Yeah, well, Darwinism certainly is racist when you consider that the term race comes from the ancient Arabic word ras, which means the source of water. That is to say, an artesian spring, for instance, flowing out of a rock. That is the term race. So it came from the origin, the head of a waterway. And also, a running race comes from that word ras in the Spanish raza, or Italian razza, R-A-Z-Z-A, the race, the rate that the water flows out of the rock. So before Darwin came along, the races of humanity were nations who had a father of those nations. They weren't the color of skin or the physical features of those people groups. They were the nations headed up by a leader of that nation. For instance, biblically, the man Canaan, the race of the Canaanites. It was a nation, the source of which was the man Canaan. So the Darwinists, when Darwin came along about 150 years ago, he took that term race, the head of which a race was a human, to say that the black race, the white race, etc., evolved from monkeys. And as a matter of fact, the early Darwinists said that the Asians evolved from orangutans, whites or Caucasians evolved from chimpanzees, and blacks evolved from gorillas. That's real enlightened, isn't it? So you take the logic of Darwinism to its extreme. Obviously, the races of humanity, according to Darwinism, are in competition, and one race eventually will win out on the others, i.e. exterminate the other ones. That is the logical conclusion of Darwinism, and they call that enlightened science. Now, when you look at the syngamions of animals and of humans, the interbreeding races, if you will, look at our president, Barack Obama. He's half white and half black. He's not from two different species. Species is a meaningless term. He's from the human syngamion. Just as lions and tigers and leopards can interbreed, proving they came from a common ancestor. Therefore, only 20,000 kinds or syngamions need have been on Noah's Ark. So the biblical explanation is not racist. It makes full and it makes totally a logical scientific sense, whereas Darwinism is clearly nonsense and certainly a racist concept. Now tune in for the next presentation. We'll be with you shortly.